All right, welcome everyone to another video. Today I am doing a 7 round mock draft with the Detroit Lions. I am not an expert on the Lions and 30 other teams in the NFL, as I am an Eagle fan and I know the Eagles roster every single player on it. Lions, on the other hand, I don't know every single player, so just a heads up when I do my mock drafts, I'm just going to have their depth chart on screen. I'm going to use our lads. I prefer our lads, so while we look at the roster, here's what we have right now. I think you have all right receivers. No, I take that back. You have a great receiver, a potentially great receiver, and then you have a lot of guys that are they a wide receiver 3 on your roster? I think Cleve Raymond's not that. Marvin Jones, welcome back. You're older though. Josh Reynolds I like, but I definitely think receiver could be a need. Look at the offensive line here. Taylor Decker is a good tackle. I don't know how much longer he will be at the Lions, though. That's something to watch. Jonah Jackson is a good young guard. Frank Ragnow is one of the better centers in the NFL. Halapuliati Vaitai. He's a good guard, but I think Graham Glasgow is going to take over that starting spot. Big V wants to return to Philly. I wouldn't be opposed to that as a backup. Penei Sewell, a guy that I really like. It's just I think he is, I guess, and it's weird to say, but I thought he'd be better at this point in his career, even though he's one of the better tackles in the NFL. I hate to say it. But I think I was very high on Penei Sewell in 2020. Or was it? No, it was 20. It was 2021, sorry. But I think Penei Sewell this year, too, top 5 right tackle in the NFL. Tight ends, I think you guys can get better at personally. You have 3 solid guys. You just don't have that number 1 tight end. Quarterback Jared Goff showed that he was a good enough player to deserve another year as a starter. You could bring in a rookie quarterback depending on how the board falls. Running back wise, I think you have DeAndre Swift as your elusive guy. David Montgomery, more of the power, but I think he could have more power to his game. I don't care about fullbacks. The defensive side of the ball, yeah, your interior. I mean, I think Liam McNeil is solid, but what else do you have on that interior? I mean, Levi Onwuzurike, he's alright, but I think you definitely need more at that side of the ball, part of the ball. You have your rush ends as Hutchinson, Charles Harris, Romeo Cora. You also have Julian Okora as well, James Houston. I will say that you guys have a few good edge rushers, but here's the thing. You need multiple edge rushers in today's NFL. Interior middle linebackers, I think you guys are solid on. Alex Anzalone, Malcolm Rodriguez, maybe add one more guy to that room. I think Derek Barnes and Jalen Reeves-Maybin are more backup guys. Look at your corner position. I think you have 3 solid starting corners. I personally do think you guys could use another corner though. If you think about it, I'm not as high in Emmanuel Mosley as others are. I think Jeff Okudah is going to continue to develop and be a good corner. I think Cam Sutton will work though too, but you could use another corner. But it's really not a bad need to have because you could use another guy, but you're in a pretty decent spot. And then finally, your safety room. Maybe now one of the better safety trios in the NFL with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Tracy Walker III, and Kirby Joseph. So let's get into the draft. I know you guys are all waiting, sick of me talking about your roster. So here we are at pick 6. So I am doing this draft based on what I would do, right? I'm not doing what the Lions would do. I know the Lions are not going to be taking Jalen Carter. I do see Tyree Wilson on the board as well. But if I'm the GM, I'm taking Jalen Carter. I know his off the field issues are there, but he's such a good player. And if you look at your guys' needs, I think interior defensive line is definitely a big need. I don't think this is going to happen in real life, but I'm the GM here, not Brad Holmes. So sorry. Pick 18. You know, I'm kind of intrigued for a receiver. I don't think Lion fans are going to like this, but I'm going to take Dalton Kincaid at pick 18. I think he is definitely, I think he, out of any tight end in this year's class, has the highest potential to be a superstar. And here's the thing, I mean, you have 2 first-round picks this year. You can afford to take more of a risky position at 18. Pick 48. I think an edge rusher would be a good thing. You can't have enough edge rushers in the NFL. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with my guy, Tuli Tuliapoltu. Yeah, I mean, I know stats aren't everything, but he did have the most sacks of any main college school. I forget the exact wording of it. I don't want to, say it wrongly. But no, I think Tuli Tuliapoltu is a very good pick for the Lions, especially the emergence of James Houston last year with Hutchinson. I think it's a good pick. Late second, kind of thinking maybe a receiver, and I don't think my guy is on the board. They have Xavier Hutchinson that far down. Are you kidding with me? Well, obviously, I'm not going to take Xavier Hutchinson now. Helping play at 81. I think Xavier Hutchinson is a personally a late first round grade for me, and I think he would fit perfectly in Detroit. So, your next option for the Lions, I think you could use another corner, like I said earlier. Let's go Julius Brents. I think that's a good pick for y'all. And hey, he's corner depth, and at worst, he's a corner 4. I mean, year 3, he would be a starting corner in the second round. Next pick here for Detroit, I'm going to go Xavier Hutchinson. I'm higher on him than other people, and I don't want to risk him not being at the board at 152. He reminds me a lot of Michael Pittman Jr. coming out of college. That is who I kind of see him as. I think he had him and Anthony Bradford had the best combines in my eyes. He's a guy that, part of why Brock Purdy was so good last year was Hutchinson in my eyes. Pick 152. I don't think I'm not going to go quarterback. I took a tight end, receiver, interior defensive lineman, and a corner. What position could we use here? And I know it's always BPA, but what are some potential avenues I can look at? Let me maybe look at a backup offensive lineman. Like I said earlier, you can't have enough offensive and defensive linemen. Okay, search. I'm pretty high on Connor Galvin, the tackle from Baylor. That's what I'll do. I'm going to take Connor Galvin. I don't know how much longer, I don't know how much longer Taylor Decker is going to be with the team. Obviously, I think he could be there for another year or two. At worst, though, you do have, I think right now, with how the roster stands, you do have strong depth in the interior. I think Logan Stenberg is a solid interior guard. I think Vaitai and Glasgow together at guard. I mean, one's on the bench. It's not a bad spot to be in. Not as high on Ross Perschbacher. I think he was in Philadelphia as well. That actually could be a potential option. Take maybe a backup center. Juice Scruggs is here. Is there anyone else? I don't know. Nah, I'm not going to go backup center here. But with pick 183 for the Lions, what do I want to... Why did my screen go on dark? I thought it was on light mode. That's weird. What's one... the other position I'm going to say, if you look at it, maybe a running back. It doesn't... Yeah, I'm going to look at the running back position real quick. And obviously, it's a 6th-round pick. Who the hell cares? Let's see. Is there anyone who I really like? I'm gonna go Eric Gray, the running back out of Oklahoma. As your number 3 or number 4 running back, he's not a bad guy to have. And then final pick in the draft. I love Nate Sudfeld when he was in Philadelphia, but I think you could use a backup quarterback in the 6th round. Now the question is this: do you want to take a more of a higher upside quarterback in a DTR, Bagent, or Max Duggan, or more of a safer guy in Aiden O'Connell or Stetson Bennett? I think at this point, Jared Goff has shown he could be a starting quarterback, so let's play it safe. I'm going to go with the Purdue quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. I think Aiden O'Connell, I prefer him a little bit more than Stetson Bennett, even though I think it's definitely a conversation to be had of Stetson Bennett to the Lions because I think he would fit the culture well. I think, honestly, Stetson Bennett would be a very good backup quarterback in the NFL. He showed he can come in and play quarterback against amazing players and be a good game manager. But this is a draft for the Lions, so here's the thing. Xavier Hutchinson, PFF is not as high on him as I am. I think him the 3rd round's a steal. They're not as high on Connor Galvin as I am. My personal favorite pick, to be honest with you, it's probably going to be the pick everyone bitches about the most, is Julius Brents. I think him at corner, a guy with a fringe 1st round grade at pick 55 can sit and develop for a year or 2 and then be a starter corner. But that's it for the mock draft, everyone. I do appreciate you guys watching it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.